Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the CHALL, Rovers till I die. Colchester 3, Doncaster Rovers 0. Absolutely pathetic performance on Saturday. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Please do follow the socials in the description down below and at the bottom of the video. Let's get into this match review because I want it done and dusted as soon as possible. We can just enjoy this week and a half break before the Friday game against Walsall at the beginning of December. Yeah, the showing against Colchester wasn't good enough. And I said it in the preview on Friday. I said we do not deserve to... we have to earn the right to beat a team. We can't underestimate Colchester. We can't underestimate any team in this league. We can't think we're going to walk it every week. And that's proof why. Colchester are bottom of the league, but they were more structured. They were more solid. It had out of possession. And it took... 2 or 3 great strikes to, beat us. And, apart from those strikes, in the first half we were 50-50 with them. Second half, it was like, it was a GCSE exam on steroids. We got absolutely old school by Colchester in the second half. Back three looked shaky overall. I think Long was probably the better of the back three. I think he carried the ball well. Anderson, with that cynical foul in the second half, did not need to do that at all. And Williams on the right-hand side, slow, shaky in passing, shaky out of possession, shaky at the back, allowing the gaps. Distribution from Williams was poor. Just overall, Williams had a very poor game for me. Anderson had a poor game. Long was the better of the back three. Maxwell was iffy. The midfield was anonymous for large periods, especially close. Biggins at least had an effort in the first half, I think it was. Yeah, the first half, that long one, which you'll have seen the reaction to that in the match report. Just overall, it was just a poor performance. Like I said, Colchester, us and Colchester in the first half were very 50-50, and if it wasn't for a spectacular free kick goal from Alex Newby, should have ended 0-0 in that first half. And to be fair, if you take away the 3 strikes, I think with the amount of chances that they missed and we missed, it would have probably ended a draw anyway. It probably would have ended about 2-2 or 3-3 if we'd have taken some of those chances in the first half. It was just absolutely pathetic. And I think that game was going one way as soon as I saw what happened in the second half. So Molyneux came off for Barlow in the start of the second half. Looked like Molyneux had a bit of a knee issue. Or cramp or something. He was definitely feeling his knee, definitely talking to someone at the half-time breaks. It looked like he was coming off anyway. Barlow came on. Was I happy about that change? A little bit. Obviously we had to replace him with someone. I can't really blame Schofield for the match, to be honest, because the substitutions were pretty much forced substitutions, most of them, because of the injuries. But then what happens halfway through second half, Barlow comes on and he gets stretched off, midway through second half. And again, the injury's not Barlow's fault at all. It's not Schofield's fault. It's not Barlow's fault. He just landed funny. And, that's going to be Barlow out. He needs crutches, apparently, which is not good. That could be Barlow out for another few months. I think the biggest takeaway from today, though, I think the 2 biggest takeaways from the game this week is, first of all, it's a reality check. I think there are fans out there that think that League Two is a walkaway league. We're gonna walk it. We're gonna go up in the top 7, top 3. We deserve to be in the top 3, top 7 because we are Doncaster Rovers. No. We have to earn the right to be promoted. Yes, promotion is the goal because the board said at the start of the season, and appointing Schofield hasn't changed anything because they appointed him to achieve the goals from the start of the season. Decisive promotion was the target by the board. If we don't go up this year, it is an indefinite failure. But, and this is a big but if we finish mid-table or we finish just outside of the playoffs, but we haven't performed well enough consistently to earn the right to be in those playoffs, then we deserve to be where we finish. The table doesn't lie at the end of the season. If we don't go up this year, yes, it's a failure, but if we've not performed consistently enough compared to the teams that are in the playoffs and are automatically promoted back to League One, then we don't deserve to be in there. And we have to go again next season. We have to take it on the chin and then earn the right to get promoted next season. It's just one of those things. Do I think we should be stabilising this year and then go for promotion next year? It would be a safer option, but the board said decisive promotion was the goal. If we don't get promoted, it is a failure because the board have said this. But the second one takeaway I want to take from this is it's so clear what we need in January to play the way we want to play. We need another centre midfielder, in my opinion, because I've got really huge doubts about Schofield using Liam Ravenhill. We've got Close, we've got Biggins. Clayton, for me, does not work in the way we play. We saw that. We saw how shaky he was when he came on. So you've got to bring in another midfielder, either loan or permanent, someone in that midfield. We need cover on the left wing back side, and I think we need to bring in an experienced left wing back because, you know, Maxwell is a great player, but he'll have those games where him and Hurst down that left hand side was so inexperienced and so shaky. And it's not progressive enough. Hurst lost the ball on every single occasion, pretty much. And Maxwell down the left-hand side just having to be forced back all the time. It just didn't feel progressive enough. And of course, we haven't got really anyone to cover that left wing-back role. I mean, obviously, Rowe's coming back from injury, but I would see him in the midfield, personally. So, again, there's no real experience on that left-hand side. So I would be looking at a left wing-back on a permanent, a more experienced player to compete with Maxwell. I would look at the centre of midfield. Oluwu's coming back, so I could see him replace Williams on the right-hand side of the back three. Obviously, Long, Anderson, Oluwu, Williams on the right-hand side, Younger on the right-hand side, Faulkner down the middle. I don't think we'll... I mean, to be fair, some people will say we'll need a centre-back, but I think if you take Oluwu coming back into occasion, then maybe not until this... Maybe wait for that until the summer, but... Again, you might look at bringing in a new centre-back to warrant not looking for one in 6 months and actually do the work 6 months ahead of time. I know people have said striker, but for me, it was a ridiculous tweet, by the way. You'll see in the tweet where someone said Miller's not good enough. I disagree with that. I think Miller's, you know, is one away from his career senior best. You know, when he's on the attack, it looks like he's going to get a chance off. He works the ball. Takes defenders on. I would actually look at another winger because, again, you need that competition for places. Baller's going to be out for a few months. I worry about Molineux. Taylor's just come back. Hurst needs time, but there's a fantastic player in there. I think you need another winger, and I'd be looking at either an experienced winger, or I would be looking into the loan market and I'd be looking for a young winger with plenty of potential, someone like Mabunde from Man City Academy or Ollie O'Neill that's doing wonders right now for Fulham in the under-21s. So, again, someone like that with that potential there. Obviously, people have said striker. It depends what happens with the Max Waltman situation. Obviously, Rio's yet to come back from injury at some point. So, we've got Rio, we've got Agard, we've got Miller. And, obviously, you know, Waltman, if his loan doesn't get cut short in January. So, mainly I'd be looking at centre midfield, winger and left wing back. That's what I would be looking at in January. I'd be looking at 2 to 3 signings. Either 2 loanees and a permanent, or 1 permanent, 2 permanents and a loanee, or all permanents or all loanees. Just something. Maybe not a loanee for the left wing back. I'd look at a permanent there, definitely, for an experienced, you know, bit of competition for Maxwell. But overall, it was a pathetic performance in that second half. Like I said, the first half should have probably been 0-0 if it wasn't for a spectacular free kick. But then the second half, good strike from Tavide, but Mitchell should be doing a little bit better on the front post. I think Mitchell's distribution, again, the variety of distribution needs work. And I think from the outfield players, don't just put it all on Mitchell, but the distribution from the outfield players as well. Sometimes when we're passing to... You know, we're passing to thin air. You know, we're passing to the ghost from Disney's Haunted Mansion. It was just so transparent, some of them passes, straight to the opposition. And sometimes we even pass to players that are in dangerous situations that are getting man-marked by 1 or 2 Colchester players. So, again, that needs a lot of work. Just overall, just that was, like I said, that game was a complete reality check for the fans. It was a reality check for the squad. But the biggest take from it, the third one and the biggest take from it, it shows that we're not the finished article. But with time, and this is the big thing for the fan base now, not all of them, because, you know, as fans, we will give him time. But there are some fans there that haven't, you know, some fans may not give him time. Most fans will. But to those fans who don't give managers time, give this one time. Because right now, and I've said this on the coach back to some people as well, we cannot keep looking at the managers. We can't keep sacking managers. In 24 months, or just under 24 months, this is our 5th bloody manager. 5th. And that includes Butler as caretaker. You know, Darren Moore, Butler as caretaker, Wellens, McSheffrey as caretaker, then permanent, and now Schofield. This is our 5th manager inside 24 months nearly. We can't keep sacking managers. We can't keep sacking managers. We've got to look at the players and we've got to look at the recruitment. That's where the focus needs to be. If the board don't back Schofield in January and the summer next year, I'll be looking at questions at the board and at the recruitment as to why funds aren't available, why recruitment wasn't good enough, that kind of thing. But that's only if they don't back him. I've got confidence that they will back the manager. That's just me personally. Let's not, you know, cut paper, dry over it. They backed McSheffrey in the summer. They gave him quality signings. You know, some of them haven't come off, but on paper, they looked good signings. But unfortunately, McSheffrey didn't get the best out of them. So we've got to look at the recruitment. We've got to look at the funds available. If Schofield gets backed and we see the kind of talent he gets brought in to play the way he wants to play, we've got no complaints about the board. If they don't back the manager, if we don't bring in anyone in January, I'll be asking a couple of questions. If we then don't bring many people in the summer and let a load of people go off contracts, including some top players that I think should be tied down, and I think discussions should be had about tying them down already, then I'll keep asking more questions about the board. So it's all on the board now. Do they back Schofield and back what the fans want, and that's see Danny Schofield doing well? Or do they go completely off that mark and we get questions about the board from the fans? It's in their hands now, and it's in the recruitment now. But Danny Schofield is James Coppinger's man. So in essence, you cannot not back a man that Coppinger has brought into this club. Because in a sense, if you're not backing Danny Schofield, that means you don't back James Coppinger either, who is your head of football operations, your director of football style role, your sporting director. So you've got to back Coppinger to back Schofield, because Coppinger will give Schofield whatever he needs. But for that to happen, the board are going to give Coppinger what Schofield needs. So, and that's as simple as that. But Saturday was a reality check, complete and utter reality check for us, and we need to ramp it up in a week and a half against Walsall. Players have got absolutely no excuse for Walsall. No excuse. They'll have had a week and a half break with a behind closed doors friendly if that gets arranged, because it's looking like reportedly it could be getting arranged. So we've got behind closed doors friendly, week and a half break in that. Players should have no excuse for Walsall. So let's go through player ratings. So Mitchell 5. Again, distribution needs a lot of work. Maxwell 5. Again, just not his best performance. Long 6, the best out of the back 3. Carried the ball quite well, did his best. Long, for me, exemplifies the best way to play the style of football Schofield plays. I think he absolutely personifies it. Anderson 4. Very shaky, cynical foul in the second half, not needed. Williams 4, very shaky, passing was dreadful, carried the ball poorly. He just carried it forward and then just, you know, tried hoofing it a little bit. And Williams, for me, just didn't really do much good. Noel 5, tried his best down the right, but again, nothing really to work with when he's trying to make stuff happen on a couple of occasions. Close 5. Again, just not good enough. Getting overrun in that midfield. Biggins, again, overrun in the midfield, but had that long shot in the first half, which was a decent effort that just went wide. Hurst 5, got pretty much out-strength on every single ball. Miller 5, tried his best, but again, just couldn't get anything to work. And Molineux 6, I actually think Molineux was probably man of the match. I think probably Molineux all along. I mean, I would have said Noel as well, but I'd actually give man of the match to either Long or Molineux. I think for the first half it was Molineux, but just for the fact that he played the more of the match, I'd probably give it to Adam Long. Into the subs, Barlow, Clayton, Taylor, Agard, Seaman all get 5. Again, just all of them just didn't really make an impact. Barlow got stretched off halfway through, so again, Seaman didn't get enough time to make an impact. Schofield 6, you've got to give him credit. You know, when it wasn't working in the current shape, he changed it to a 4-3-3 in the second half at a certain moment and tried shaping it up a bit. Didn't work because we conceded another goal, but you got to give the manager credit for at least thinking about changing it up and changing it up exactly. And he's not afraid to change the way he plays a bit. And the supporters actually get a 5. And the reason why I've given the supporters a 5 is because the atmosphere was just flat. There was like a little corner opposite me, but that's about it. It was very, very flat. But to be honest with the performance, I don't blame the atmosphere for being flat. So yeah, Walsall in a week and a half. There will be content coming on the channel. You'll have seen with the announcement this morning that we've got Anfield Agenda, Craig from Anfield Agenda coming on the channel. So that will be recorded on the Tuesday night and it'll be up on the Wednesday. So stay tuned for that video because I'm really looking forward to that one. But yeah, there we go, guys. So thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next match preview in a week and a half. Go and check out the report and the fans' thoughts from yesterday as well. And for now, guys, I'm the CHALL, Rovers till I die. Ta-ra for now. Come on, boys, shake it up.